Have you ever wondered what you'd ask for if God offered you anything in the world? One man faced this exact choice, and his answer changed history. This is the remarkable story of Solomon, the wisest king who ever lived. The year is approximately 970 BCE. King David of Israel, the mighty warrior who unified the kingdom, is approaching his final days. Among his sons, Solomon wasn't the obvious heir to the throne, yet David, guided by divine wisdom, chose this young man as his successor. Picture the scene. A young Solomon, newly crowned king, kneels before the altar at Gibeon. In a divine encounter that would define his reign, God appears to him in a dream. "Ask for whatever you want me to give you," God says. Solomon could have requested wealth, long life, or victory over his enemies. Instead, he replies with humility that echoes through the ages, "Give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong." God was so pleased with Solomon's request that he granted him not only unparalleled wisdom, but also wealth and honor beyond measure. As recorded in 1 Kings 4, 29-30, God gave Solomon wisdom and very great insight, and a breadth of understanding as measureless as the sand on the seashore. Solomon's wisdom was greater than the wisdom of all the people of the East. Soon, Solomon's wisdom became legendary. Perhaps the most famous example is his brilliant resolution of a dispute between two women claiming the same baby. Both lived in the same house and had given birth within days of each other. One baby had died, and both mothers claimed the living child was theirs. Solomon's solution? He ordered the baby to be cut in half. The true mother immediately begged him to give the child to the other woman, revealing her genuine love. Through this clever test, Solomon discovered the truth and returned the baby to its rightful mother. Under Solomon's reign, Israel entered its golden age. He transformed Jerusalem with magnificent buildings, none more splendid than the temple. This architectural marvel took 7 years to complete, featuring pure gold, precious stones, and the finest craftsmanship. The temple became the center of Jewish worship and a symbol of God's presence among his people. Solomon's fame spread far beyond Israel's borders. The Queen of Sheba herself traveled from distant lands to test his wisdom. She arrived with challenging questions and vast riches, yet Solomon answered all her queries with ease. Amazed, she declared, "The report I heard in my own country about your achievements and your wisdom is true, but I did not believe these things until I came and saw with my own eyes." The king's wealth matched his wisdom. His annual income was 666 talents of gold, an astronomical sum. His throne was ivory overlaid with gold. Even his drinking cups were pure gold. Solomon's fleet of trading ships brought exotic goods from far-off lands. Under his rule, silver became as common in Jerusalem as stones. Yet success often carries its own dangers. Despite his wisdom, Solomon gradually drifted from God's path. He married hundreds of foreign wives who brought their pagan gods with them. The man who built the temple to the one true God began allowing worship of foreign deities. As stated in 1 Kings 11:4, as Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not fully devoted to the Lord. This spiritual compromise had consequences. The unity of Israel began to crack. God informed Solomon that after his death, the kingdom would be torn apart, though not in his lifetime, a mercy granted for his father David's sake. Solomon's story teaches us timeless truths about human nature. Even the wisest person can lose their way without staying grounded in their principles. His life shows that wisdom must be paired with faithfulness, and that material success can sometimes become a spiritual trap. The Book of Ecclesiastes, traditionally attributed to Solomon, reflects the hard-earned wisdom of someone who had everything, yet found it meaningless without God. "Remember your Creator in the days of your youth," he writes, suggesting that all life's pursuits find their true meaning only in relationship with God. Solomon reigned for 40 years, leaving behind a legacy that still influences us today. The wisdom literature he contributed to the Bible, including Proverbs and Song of Solomon, continues to guide millions. His story reminds us that true wisdom isn't just about making smart decisions. It's about maintaining our spiritual integrity, even in times of prosperity. Perhaps Solomon's greatest gift to us is this paradox. The wisest man who ever lived made foolish choices, teaching us that wisdom itself isn't enough. We must continually seek God's guidance, regardless of our achievements or abilities. In the end, Solomon's story isn't just about wisdom. It's about the eternal truth that our relationship with God matters more than all the riches and knowledge in the world. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.